Hi there. I did a wild camp up on Dartmoor last Tuesday night, 12th of November. I shot some video whilst I was out. I realised when I watched it back that I hadn't really outlined the purpose of the trip. I had some fairly clear objectives. First of all, I wanted to check out some of my old kit under more demanding conditions. Everything I've done so far has been fairly benign. In particular, my sleep system I wanted to check out at lower temperatures. I also have got some new gear I wanted to try for the first time. That included a new tent, Durston X-Mid 1, a new sleep pad, Cedar Summit Etherlite XT, and a new rucksack. My old one was a 36 litre one, which wasn't quite big enough. I can just about get away with it in the summer, but I've upgraded it to a 48 litre one, which I hope will give me a bit of room to spare. So that's why I went out last week. I'll show you the clips and then come back at the end and tell you how I got on. Well, hello again. The plan is that I'm on the way out to do another wild camp. I've just arrived at Four Winds car park on Dartmoor, planning to go up to King's Tor. I knew it was going to be a fairly cool one. In fact, that's the whole idea. But it's quite breezy up here as well, so it could be slightly more of a challenge than I was expecting, but we'll see. Apart from that, lovely day, sun shining, broken cloud, blue sky. Fantastic for this time of year, mid-November. So we'll see how we get on. I'll bring you back later. So here we are looking up towards King's Tor, about a mile away, and panning around on the horizon. You can see Fogging Tor Quarry. Doesn't look too bad, so let's get on with it. Right, made it just about. Pitched up on the western side of King's Tor. Wind's got a bit more eastern than I was expecting. Northeast, I guess. Cool wind, but not too bad. Sun going down over there. Tent's not too bad, it's a bit flappy. Need a few more pegs really. But that must wait for another day. Looking across the valley, Great Staple Tor, Roost Tor, where I was last time. So there we are. I'll have another go at sorting the tent out, try and make it a bit more secure, but I think fundamentally that's it. So we'll see how we get on. Right, got the tent up. I thought it was time for a brew. Since I filmed the last bit, I went round the tent and I pegged the fly sheet down tighter to the ground, and that seems to have made quite a big difference. I think the wind has dropped a tad as well, so it's not quite as flappy as it was a little while ago, and hopefully things can only get better. Yeah, so all good. Here I am on King's Tor. King's Tor is actually on Mr. Darwell's land, the guy who tried to get wild camping banned on his part of Dartmoor, but he lost his case in the High Court, and he's currently taken it to appeal. So here's to you, Mr. Darwell. I hope it costs you lots and lots of money and that you lose, but in the meantime I'm here, so you can like that or lump it. I'm going to have a piece of Lynn's birthday cake in a minute, so thank you for that, Lynn. Just the job for a windswept night up on the moors, so I shall enjoy that. But I can't hold the mug, the phone, selfie stick that is, and the cake, so I'm going to put the two of those down and get stuck into the cake. Bye for now. Good morning. King's tour. It's about 8 a.m. Sun somewhere up there behind the clouds. Cool breeze. That was my pitch for the night. Nice and level. A bit flappy with the tent, as I said last night. It needs a few more pegs. Not desperately cold, but not too warm either. Yeah, so largely good. Just having a breakfast. Bags packed. Just going to drop the tent. Make my way back down to the car, which is about a mile away. Yeah, be there soon. Here I am standing on the old railway line that runs up towards Princetown. I think this was used to ferry materials up when they were building the prison, people as well, I guess. These days it's just a useful track. Deanne and I have cycled down here a couple of times. It's a nice gentle run down. Nice little run, really. This is the way I came down. Down to the river. I managed to find a way across on some stones. It wasn't too bad. Managed to avoid getting wet feet. I crossed over a bit higher up yesterday on the way out and ended up jumping over 2 tributaries, which wasn't fantastic, but there we are. I think this is the infant River Meavy. So how did it go? Well, I think I said in the clips I filmed up on the hill that the tent was a bit flappy. I had 8 pegs, which is the standard Durston set for that tent. In windy conditions, you'd actually need a few more. I think 14 in total, and 2 extra guy lines, which I hadn't got. So I'll be sorting those out for the future. But apart from that, I was really impressed with the tent. It's extremely well made. The geometry is interesting, gives you plenty of sleeping room, and 2 large vestibules, one either side. So I think it's going to, and it's very light, of course. So I think it's going to be great. Looking forward to using that one again. As far as the sleep system goes, the sleeping pad was fine. It was comfortable, quiet, and I didn't feel the cold coming up from underneath. So that was a winner, I think. Sleeping bag, I must admit, it wasn't quite that good. Supposedly, it has a comfort rating of 1 degree. I was using it at temperatures of around about 5 degrees, and I had quite a few clothes on. And I wasn't freezing cold and shivering all night, but I wasn't very warm either. So yeah, I have now bought a new downfield sleeping bag with a comfort rating of -5. So I think that will see me through anything that I'm likely to encounter. The other thing that I did this time, I took some adventure foods. I have a thing against people who use dehydrated foods for one-nighters when they carry their own water all the way, weight saving of that being nil. But I'm planning a longer trip in the spring and a multi-day through hike, so there might be a benefit in carrying dehydrated food for at least part of that. I wanted to try some things and see whether they were at least edible. The one I tried was the Adventure Foods pasta bolognese, and it was absolutely fine. I wouldn't want to eat it every day of my life, but I'm not going to. So yeah, it was fine. And I'll be trying out 1 or 2 others before I need to. I think they're actually quite tasty. So yeah, there we are. All in all, I think it was a very worthwhile trip. Lessons learned, and I look forward to trying out the new gear and the refined, tuned, dialed-in gear at some other camp in the near future. One downside of that, of course, is that in the winter you get a very long night. It was about 14 hours last week, so you do end up twiddling your thumbs in the tent for quite a long time. But apart from that, it was all good. So there we are. Thanks for watching, and I'll try and do another camping video next time I go out. Bye for now.